guys, and welcome to another episode of the Four Corners Podcast. I'm Scott.
I'm Steven.
I'm Zach.
I'm Colin.
Alright guys, and we were off for a couple of weeks, a little bit of a hiatus, but in that time we were pretty productive in those 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little vacation. Well, I was. As I'm sure some people saw on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much everywhere we're at, I did some announcing some upcoming guests that we have later on in the year. Up first will be Nikki Campbell. She is a ring announcer that has worked various feds from Emerge, World's Finest Wrestling, Infinity Pro Wrestling, which I do want to promote that Infinity Pro Wrestling does have an event in Lafayette, Indiana on September 23rd, which is a Sunday, which is when the Nikki Campbell podcast will be shot. But they've got a Grand Tournament 2 is going to happen at that particular show coming up in September, where they will crown a new champion, and they've got a really unique way of setting up this tournament. Donnie Tsunami, the owner, has been putting in a lot of work trying to gather talent from all around the world to make this a very exciting and must-watch event. And from what little I've seen and heard about, it looks to be very promising. But also, later on in October, we have the Heroes and Legends 11 event in Fort Wayne, Indiana, on the 27th.
I'm so ready for that.
As am I. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're going to be featured on Podcast Street there. Jason was kind enough to hook us up with that. But in addition to that and all the other awesome things associated with Heroes and Legends Wrestling, we do have the honor of being joined by Charlie Cruel, who is a very talented, up-and-coming young female wrestler. And she's been working all over the place, and she's worked a lot of high-profile matches, and it's going to be really awesome to sit down with her and just kind of hear her side of like what led her into professional wrestling and the path that she plans to take. So I'm looking forward to all of that. We've got a lot of big stuff coming up. Not to mention less than a little bit over a week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Like a week and a half.
We're going to be at Gen Con, and we're going to be shooting some stuff at Gen Con.
Right.
With our friends over at SRG at Super Show, Raw Deal, pretty much wherever we're going to be at the convention center, we'll have a camera with us, so
Yeah.
it'll be pretty fun. But today's
Probably not
podcast,
going to be a typical podcast, as we're probably going to be holding up the camera the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah,
You know.
that won't be a real podcast. It'll be more like us shooting shit for like 3 or 4 minutes.
This is where we are.
kind of like webisodes, a Facebook
Yeah.
Live type deal.
Sort of, yeah, it'll be about that. Yep.
But on today's episode, we're going to discuss 4, right?
Yeah.
Each of us are going to have 4. We're going to pick 4 feuds that we want to see happen in WWE, either immediately or maybe a little bit later down the line. And we'll just go. Is anybody wanting to go first? I mean, I can go.
Yeah.
So, your idea.
Okay, I'll go
Wow.
first.
Yeah.
So,
You go first.
I mean, the way this will work, we'll pick a storyline. It could be from Raw, SmackDown. I mean, somebody could jump. You can use an NXT call up. Doesn't really matter.
Cross promotion.
Cross promotion, if you want to do that. So, for mine, I've been thinking about this one for a while. I think this would have been. I think they missed the boat on it, but I think you could get the steam back. This is going to involve Brock Lesnar. So, what I want to see is I want Brock Lesnar to continue to be champion till the end of the year. So, I want him to win the next 2 pay-per-views. He's going to work the rest of the year.
Not wrong.
And then, around the Royal Rumble, I want SmackDown to win the Royal Rumble. And that person stays on SmackDown. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant who wins from SmackDown. Actually, scratch that. I want Raw to win, but then they go after the SmackDown champion.
Okay.
So I want Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman to come out to the ring at that point, and I want Heyman to cut a promo on pretty much the locker room saying that Lesnar has conquered every major threat that has been presented to him. We're talking Undertaker, Goldberg, Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, just keep going down the list, like all the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And say that there is nobody on the Raw roster that is worthy enough for Brock Lesnar, and the Royal Rumble winner, the representative from Raw, was too afraid to fight Brock Lesnar. He took the easy way out and went to SmackDown. So, I want that interrupted by Kurt Angle. And I want Kurt Angle to come out and say, while yes, it is true that our representative from Raw did jump ship to SmackDown, however, we have just signed a new free agent to Raw. Daniel Bryan's music hits. So I want Daniel Bryan to come down in the ring, and at this point I want Lesnar to be laughing at Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I don't want at this point in the reign, I don't want him to take Daniel Bryan seriously. So I want Daniel Bryan to come into the ring and cut a promo with Lesnar about basically this is like the ultimate underdog. Like I want Heyman to bring up the fact that there's no way this should even be considered. Your neck is pretty much made out of paper mache. You don't have what it takes anymore. You sat out, what, over a year?
It's like 3.
3 years? 3 years? This has got to be a joke. This is the best that they have for the Beast. And then I want Daniel Bryan to go over his list of accomplishments. I mean, I want this to be like a kind of a work shoot. He talks about ROH, talks about his time on the Indies always being down. Similar to what happened when he won the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But I want there to be like the big contract signing. And I would like to see Lesnar and Daniel Bryan feud with Bryan taking the belt off of him at WrestleMania. This could have been such a really cool storyline because Daniel Bryan had such a massive fan reaction to his return, which I was sad that they spoiled it on social media. I thought that was something you could have got a lot of mileage out of if you'd have put it on SmackDown organically. So I would like to have seen or see Daniel Bryan and Lesnar, because I think that'd be the ultimate underdog. Like in the match, like he's just cranking out fucking Germans, but Daniel keeps kicking out. He gets in the Kimura, Daniel reverses it into the yes lock, and I don't think it would be believable. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I think Daniel Bryan he made Batista tap out, so.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. He beat Randy and Batista.
So, yeah. I mean,
and Triple H.
Yeah, in the same night. So, yeah, Lesnar could tap out. What the fuck's not going to hurt his credibility? He's got like a 5-year fucking streak, and he defended it 4 times.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. To me, I think Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar would have been a really good ultimate David versus Goliath storyline. But that's mine.
Yeah. I mean, you've already ruined the belt to no end, so why not have him hold it for another 7 months? Not like anybody cares.
I do, because of credibility.
That was sarcasm. Because they were even chanting on Raw, where the hell's our belt? They did. They chanted on Raw, where's our belt?
Well, I mean, UFC's seen the WWE champion more than WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So, which one of you guys wants to go next?
If you guys don't mind, I'll go.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
We'll just go in a ring. Circle.
So, since you kind of started on Raw, I kind of want to go SmackDown.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Oh, it's
Well,
not. It's not going there yet. Chill out.
It'll go there eventually.
Yeah, it will. So, SmackDown, I feel like, has a lot of great women's workers on there.
They do.
And one of the feuds, and I know they've wrestled here and there, occasionally, but one of the feuds I would like to see, and this would be after Becky wins the title.
God, please let that happen.
Yep. And Becky comes out, finishes up with Carmella. It'd be like a couple. I'd say Survivor Series is probably when this would take place. And Becky comes out, says, I'm ready to take on any challenger. I'm a fighting champion, everything like that. Charlotte walks out, and they start a feud on the belt.
I mean, you could use a good argument. I mean, Becky did make her tap out.
Who's working heel in this situation?
Charlotte.
It has to be Charlotte. I mean, I'd like to see Becky go.
Heel Becky could be entertaining. That might be something nice
You know what?
to
I
see.
had thought about that too.
Something we haven't seen yet.
Right, and Becky could use, and it could be. I'm not want to say like the Carmella chicken shit heel.
No, she's
Uh,
not
No.
a chicken shit.
But what I'm saying though is Becky uses a rope to win Charlotte the first time, and the referee missed it.
Yeah.
And then finally, Charlotte makes Becky tap out, but her hand is underneath the ropes.
Make her a cunning heel.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like the finishes are never finishes.
Yeah.
And you finally get it at the very end to where the actual match is a submission match. The figure 8 versus the disarmor, excuse me.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's the only way you can win, is by submission. Or go one step further and go an I Quit match.
I guess
think we've
They've had an I Quit match, right?
No.
for women.
Sasha and Charlotte have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that wasn't it? No, I thought that was a false count anywhere.
No. It was an I Quit match.
I've
Wait.
never seen them.
No.
I thought it was an I Quit match.
No, I think it was a false count anywhere because she made her tap out through the.
Oh, the guard.
Yeah, she never quit. She tapped out. Yeah, they didn't
Okay, that's
put her in
fair.
a quit
Oh,
match. Yeah.
Either way, I mean, just have. I mean, I think the I Quit match would work better.
Yeah.
Because that's like the worst thing you can have somebody do. In reality, it's something that the women's haven't done.
Yeah.
They've had everything else.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So you would have, in my eyes, on SmackDown, the two best workers is
Why don't you make it an Extreme Rules match? Because the last Extreme Rules match wasn't really extreme at all. You make it an Extreme Rules match
okay.
for
but-
the
It would take too
ages.
long.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Okay, what's the difference between an Extreme Rules match and a False Count Anywhere match?
Or an I quit match. Not really much.
I quit is you
Well,
actually
they
have to
gotta
say
give
I
up.
quit.
Well, yeah. Or
I mean, Extreme Rules, hardcore,
have we
Ravens
done
rules, all that shit's the
have
same.
we had a last woman's or an Iron Woman match? Like a
Yes,
match?
Yeah.
Sasha and Charlotte.
Oh, okay. Let's
But a last woman standing match would be interesting. That would be
It's the
nice.
same thing. Charlotte and Charlotte. Oh no, you're right. Good call.
Yeah. Last
Some bit.
last
No,
woman
I was
standing.
thinking. I was thinking of Iron Man. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
That
what,
could be a
what
good
else
one.
did you have?
I
They
mean,
could do better than Shinsuke and AJ Styles did.
But that's like the way I would see it. Like you would see on SmackDown the two best workers actually going for the belt. I mean, minus Asuka, but Asuka's going on being used correctly. That's
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
you're
not
right.
Well,
gonna
that doesn't happen. So.
yeah, that's not there. What I'm saying though is you have two workers who will actually be able to go. They'll put on quality matches.
Mhm.
You know that they will deliver, but in the end, Charlotte would go over at, and either it's making her say I quit by something different, other than just putting her in the submission.
Okay, I mean, I can get behind that. I mean, I think that's pretty good.
I'd watch that match.
Yeah.
Who wins it?
Charlotte.
Oh. She
'Cause-
doesn't,
well,
need,
but-
she doesn't need the goddamn title anymore.
But Becky
She's
would
won
go
enough.
over the first time.
No. Becky needs to hold on to it for about 7 months.
Well, when we get to you, you can book that.
That's
That's my
Did
first.
you have anything else you want to add to that?
No.
Or Zach?
I think I would do the first crossover, and I'm gonna say I would like to see Nakamura versus Finn Balor, because I think that would be, we saw the whole teasing at Survivor Series last year with Finn being on Raw and Shinsuke being on SmackDown and all that
Was
crap.
that before Trips broke out the shovel?
Yeah.
and buried everybody
Yeah,
for Braun
very
Strowman.
good, yeah.
He made Braun Strowman look over.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, I think that would be very entertaining, especially with Shinsuke being heel. You can start the match, the first part of the match, or the first match that they have, low blow, Shinsuke's character, cut around, second match, Finn barely beats him, and then he comes out as a demon and you put him in a Hell in a Cell and may the best man win. I think that would be awesome. I think their styles are just a little bit different and a little bit more. I think it would be a little bit of entertainment. I would be more entertained.
Alright.
I'm gonna do my first call up, and I think mine is along the same lines as yours, except it's Becky Lynch versus Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross continues to be her insane self, and put them in a couple of matches, and then the last match. Good God, what would I want Nikki Cross to be in a match in? She's freaking
Put her in a
insane.
hammer style. That'd be fun.
I don't know, like Hell in a Cell maybe? Those two trapped in a cell together? That could be a good match. Nikki Cross is fucking insane. Well, her character is insane.
Right.
Yeah. I think it'd be a great match. Watch her just do all sorts of crazy shit and beat the hell out of Becky.
Well, I mean, there's a more insane match you could do, but that's never gonna happen now.
Because they don't allow that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming. So
Mhm.
I'm curious of what the match is, though.
Inferno match.
Ooh,
It's an insane match.
that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, you're setting somebody on fucking fire.
Yeah, I don't think I want Becky or Nikki Cross getting lit on fire.
It would be
Yeah.
fucking fantastic to watch, though.
Straight fire.
That's what I was thinking about.
It's like Nikki's gonna make her straight fire Lily.
What?
That'd be I wouldn't want her in an Inferno match. I don't want to risk there. That's scary. I'd rather have them in a Hell in a Cell match. I think that'd be great.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's yours.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd have go over on that one. I'd probably have to say Nikki. I'd be
With
okay
the
with it.
pound over.
Have it so like where
Well, yeah, 'cause
basically
I don't want her.
Becky treats Nikki as her little bitch rookie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she deserved. I mean, she deserved to go over Shayna Baszler, and that didn't happen. But Nikki Cross definitely. I think that would be a good storyline. Side note: I know this isn't on topic, but I think for next year's WrestleMania, I think they need to have the 4 horsewomen face off.
Cut.
Sasha. No.
Like a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, Sasha, Bailey, and
Becky.
Becky and Charlotte for a title. I don't give a shit which title it is. Or they can just beat the shit out of each other. It'd be great. I think it'd be a great match.
So, is that it for yours?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this will be another WrestleMania one because I really enjoy booking WrestleMania matches. I wanted to get to around Royal Rumble. Actually, no, post Royal Rumble, and then I want Undertaker to come back.
Are you sure? You're not a big fan of the Undertaker.
I
He's
want
gonna squash the Undertaker.
I want the Undertaker to come back, and I want him to come out and say, "This is it. I'm retiring. This is the end. This is my last ride." And I want him to talk about all the accolades that he's had, being the world champion, being the streak, and just defining what he did in professional wrestling, kind of like an emotional, like a little bit of a shoot, a little realism to it, because I want the fans to actually believe that this is the last time you're going to see the Undertaker. But then I want him to say that he was the owner of the most impressive streak in wrestling history. At that moment, Goldberg's music hits. Crowd erupts. Casual fans, the smarks will shit all over this, but fuck them.
It's only funny when they shit on Roman Reigns.
So, this is something I always wanted to see, but never got, because like 2 ships in the night, it never lined up. So, I mean, Taker wouldn't fucking wrestle Sting, he's gonna wrestle fucking Goldberg in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, Goldberg comes out and Goldberg says, "Most impressive streak ever, huh?" I don't know if you recall, but I didn't just do it once a year. I did it every day of the week straight. And captured a few titles along the way. Beat a lot of the same guys you've been bragging about beating. And Goldberg challenges him to a match at WrestleMania. The thing is, you can't do a lot of physical interaction between the two, just due to the age.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. While the match would have to be compromised due to health of both men, the promo packages and the in-ring confrontations could be built up. Undertaker could try to do his fucking boogeyman, oogie boogie shit. Goldberg it doesn't fucking face Goldberg. Like, legit, this is the first fucking time all the big shit doesn't fucking face him.
I don't know. It didn't fuck with Shawn Michaels the last time he faced him.
He also didn't mess with Kane when he faced him.
Well, yeah, but Kane's a psychopath. Well,
But I'm talking like,
He's really
I want it all fucking out. If he's got a fucking, like fucking crosses on fire, strike fucking lightning down at the ring, Goldberg just is fucking unfazed by any of this. So you get to the WrestleMania match that, my God, the entrances would take 5 hours. Oh my God. So
it'd have to be the main event.
they wouldn't have any time left. So
Shit, Goldberg's in the goddamn bowels of the fucking stadium.
So you get the encounter. They're standing in the ring, and Undertaker does the fucking throat slit, and just Goldberg looks at him and mouths, "You're next." Match starts. Goldberg fucking spears him, just right off the fucking bat.
Does the Lesnar thing. Basically does what he did to Lesnar.
Well, he fucking does the spear. Goldberg turns around, does the fucking taunt.
Yeah.
While he does that, Taker sits up.
Oh God.
Crowd fucking pops. Taker gets up. Goldberg turns around. Goldberg, because they save it for WrestleMania. They save the fucking
First
Startling.
launch.
the startling for WrestleMania. So he sits up, turns around. Goldberg's kind of taken aback by it. Taker lays in those fucking soup bones right into the corner. Goes to Irish whip him. Goldberg comes out. Hits another fucking spear. Another one. He goes over fucking to Goldberg. Goldberg gets fucking goozled by the Undertaker.
Goozle?
Works his way up. Ends up with a fucking chokeslam. The big power. It was kind of like Brock and Goldberg
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Okay.
So they trade big moves. Taker hits the fucking tombstone on Goldberg. Goldberg's up at fucking 2 3/4. Ultimately, I want Goldberg winning. Because my thing, look, they have shit on WCW every chance they get. They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They did it with Sting.
Oh.
They did it in the Invasion.
Question.
What?
Do you now? This is just a question. Do you think it was Vince or do you think it was Hunter that was saying "fuck that shit" on those people?
I have heard, again, this is just, I don't have any confirmation of what I'm about to say. I have heard Triple H is very convincing when it comes to getting him to win the match. So it would not surprise me if Trips didn't say, look, you put me over here, later down the line, we owe you one. Maybe he was supposed to beat Rollins for the belt. I don't know. We'll never know. That unfortunate accident happened. So we don't know what the payoff was. But, I mean, my thing is that they shit on WCW. I mean, they can rewrite history because they own history now. So, but for this one moment, Goldberg gets the fucking jackhammer. I don't know if Taker's hips would not explode upon impact. So he hits him with the jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. He pins him clean in the middle of the fucking ring. At the end, you get the big WrestleMania moment where they stand up and they shake hands. They raise each other's hands. And then Undertaker does the fucking thing and
The fucking thing.
and Goldberg does fucking snorts at him and fucking they walk their separate ways. But Goldberg leaves as the top streak. Which, don't get me wrong, what was he, like 23-0 or something? Fucking ridiculous number.
Who?
Taker.
Taker was 21.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he was the 1 and 21. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he had 21 fucking years of dominance.
Yeah.
The streak thing's dead anyway. He's already lost.
Yeah. Twice.
So, but that's fine. Undertaker and Goldberg, I thought would have been really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Steve?
So my first one, or my second one now, excuse me, would be the cross promotion. Granted, they both started on one, but now they're kind of on the other side. And basically how this would start out is, and actually it'll be perfect right around now, is Ruby's hurt. From what I've read news-wise, she's hurt. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
anyway,
I've heard
it's
reports of
whatever.
You can see it on Instagram.
Yeah.
She's got a brace on.
Mm-hmm. So she, you got Liv and Sarah, doing tag matches and everything, get real good chemistry, and all of a sudden, Ruby starts to come back as like managing to still kind of help her knee, but still be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ruby all of a sudden tries to interfere, but she starts costing the matches by accident. Now, I know people are saying we know where this is going. Yeah, you're kind of right. Obviously, eventually Sarah and Liv just flip and just go after Ruby. And then she goes, 'cause I'm pretty sure they're on Raw now, right?
Riott Squad is on Raw, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So she goes to Angle and says, I want a match with him, blah, blah, blah. He says, we got to find a tag partner. She can't find one. Then finally, Kurt, basically just, fires her because they she's trying to find a partner, and like she can't. She begs and begs and begs, and he just won't do it. So finally, she just basically leaves Raw, goes over to SmackDown, asks Paige, and tells all this to Paige about what had happened, and Paige just says, "What'd you expect? You honestly thought they were going to take you back when they were doing good? Because when I managed my people, they were winning. So why not? So what proof do you have that they should let you back?" That starts Ruby going apeshit. So she tries to get on SmackDown and tries to take out Absolution, the original Absolution. Pisses Paige off. And Paige finally goes down there and tries to put Ruby in different matches. Well, Ruby finally says, "I want you. I don't want them. I want you." Paige is like, "I can't compete." And he goes, the funny thing is they said the same thing about Daniel Bryan. Let's get you reevaluated. Gets reevaluated, sends up she finds the doctor thing, saying like, "You were fine all along." I'm not saying Daniel Bryan was, I'm just saying just storyline wise. And says, "So what else are you hiding?" So finally one day Ruby just goes nuts into the office and just lays Paige out. Because of the note saying that, she is actually cleared. Almost like how the Shawn Michaels Triple H thing happened at SummerSlam. Finally, they find out that it was Ruby who took her out. Paige asked for a match. Paige makes a match. Ruby's like, "I didn't do it." Finally starts up with the whole thing, the camera angle.
Okay.
And then Ruby's like, "Well, what'd you expect?" Basically uses Paige knowledge back on her. And says, "You're making this match. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Because you're the SmackDown general manager, so you're trying to favor yourself." In walks Shane. Shane says,
What the fuck's Shane gonna do? He's not in power.
he's the owner.
He's commissioner.
He's still
He's commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
He's still
Who
commissioner.
else would be the commissioner?
Yeah, he's still commissioner. He's just been off TV.
Oh my goodness. What'd you watch?
I just fucking forgot about Shane is all.
Right.
I actually kind of did
So
too.
then Shane comes in and agrees with Ruby, saying like, "Yeah, you're right. It is a conflict of interest." Ruby gets all happy, and then Shane says, "Paige, you're relieved of your duties as SmackDown general manager." Next week, he hires her as a female
So
superstar.
the magical job to have if you want to get healed from injury.
Yeah, is SmackDown
Exactly.
general manager. Yeah.
And they say Paige was the original person to dub the punk look. Because I'm pretty sure that
I mean, AJ Lee.
fully was Paige.
Okay, let's be realistic here. They're not going to mention AJ Lee.
Yeah, they're not. But
You don't mention Voldemort's name.
Yeah.
wow.
Well, I mean, she's a lovely lady.
Right. But anyway,
Unless
so
you're
this
WWE.
starts because I'm pretty sure Ruby's moniker is the Punk Rock Ragdoll. If I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure. Well, you would know more than
Yeah.
us.
She is.
So then you've got Paige versus Ruby Riott for SmackDown. Not for title,
Well,
Just
no,
a
'cause-
grudge match.
just
No,
a grudge match.
No, because Becky Lynch has the title.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
You're all over her ovaries.
Listen, she deserves far better than what she gets.
Sure she does. Anyway,
Fucking Kevin down.
so that way we would get Paige back, which I would highly enjoy, but that's just myself. Ruby versus Paige, which I think would be a really good match. Or kind of decent, hopefully.
Well, and I think there's more credence to what you're saying, because if you really think about it, you would damn near have to destroy your neck
Mm-hmm.
to not be able to wrestle. And even if you get hit, yeah, you're going to have no feeling. But a lot of athletes have gone and said, like Peyton Manning and a bunch of these other people have said, hey, yeah, I have nerve damage, but I can still compete.
Yeah.
I might not be the top 100%,
Right.
but see, this could really work if Paige had the balls to do it. And I don't think she loves wrestling as much as she says that she loves wrestling. Because she's been doing this since she was, 4 years old?
I mean, or she's legit hurt.
I don't
This
believe
is
that.
real.
I don't.
No,
I don't
I'm not
believe
saying
it.
that.
Is there anything else that you had that you wanted to?
I really don't think you would need a gimmick for it. Just the fact, it can even be a one-off. And then Ruby would go over.
Alright.
I know it's kind of like out there, but it's just a lot. Back.
I think it's call it time for me. And I would really like to see this. Just it would pique my interest because we're getting closer and closer in time with WWE putting tag team titles for the women on SmackDown and Raw. It's coming. I'm sure there's more people that are coming up. They're having their second Mae Young Classic. But I would really like to see either the Riott Squad or somehow Absolution got back. You know, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville came back to Raw, and they start bullying on Bayley. They just start, fucking beating the shit out of Bayley. Sasha says no. If they wouldn't have fucked up that angle with Sasha and Bayley with this whole Team Hell No counseling bullshit.
This is terrible.
Right. I would have said, Bayley and Sasha. But that's not going to happen. She's going to go through. Sasha says, hey, no, I've got a big match for a title coming up. No, it's not going to happen. She goes to everybody. And I mean, she goes to everybody, even on the SmackDown. They all say no. They bring up Dakota Kai.
I knew it.
And Dakota cost Bayley the match. Bayley's already in a bad place. And she just snaps on Dakota Kai. So you start that whole feud. And you bring in, every day Bayley's belittling Dakota Kai. Until finally Dakota Kai has enough to say at SummerSlam, turns around and says, listen, I've had enough shit from you. It's time to fight. So you turn around like SummerSlam next year. And you make this a huge, huge deal. Dakota's cost Bayley several matches. And finally the stipulation is made. Winner stays, loser goes. And then you can see, because we already know that they're phasing Bayley and Sasha out. It's already, you can see it in the way that they've not been booked to wrestle on TV for like the last month, really.
Yep, something like that, because they're doing the stupid angle that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I can see that happening because they're already phasing those two out.
Mine's a cross-promotional one. Finn versus AJ.
2?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it, so I'd like to see it.
It's on the WWE Network. You get it for $9.99 a month.
You know what? I'll do whatever the fuck I want in my feud, sir.
Or you can come over here and watch it for free.
No, thank you. I will go ahead and pick Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, and you can suck one, sir.
You watch redo. Sorry.
True story.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it'd be a good set of good set of matches. And then end it with Demon versus the Phenomenal One. Demon goes over.
You got any meat you want to put into this storyline?
Nope. Don't need to have any meat to it. It's AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
What?
Wasn't that the match at the pay-per-view?
No, he didn't break out the demon.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Against Bray Wyatt. It was supposed to be him against Bray Wyatt.
He did not break out the demon against
No.
AJ Styles.
No.
That me.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't break out the demon.
Yes, he did.
Negative.
Look it up.
Okay.
I want to see a picture of him as a demon.
All right, you do your thing while he's sitting there trying
If
to.
I'm
poke
wrong,
holes.
I'm wrong, but I'm like 99.9% sure there was no demon.
While he's trying to poke holes in my
So
feud.
this one's something they could do right now. This could happen this coming Tuesday. So on SmackDown, there's going to be a battle royal, and the winner goes on to face AJ Styles at SummerSlam. You're gonna put your fucking phone down.
I'll see it again. You know what? Nobody
Tell your
remembers.
story.
You know what? Nobody remembers that match. Let's do it again.
There we go. Collins will be better.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be 30 minutes, and there will be no low blows.
Battle Royal. All men participants are in this match, so it's going to be pretty full ring. Winner goes on to face AJ Styles at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. Big E wins the Battle Royal. Last, and to get a little bit of credibility, big push, he fucking chucks out Joe. Or Rusev, whoever.
I thought you were going to say Braun Strowman.
Or toss out like
Oh, fuck, he tossed out Braun Strowman. He's not even on SmackDown.
Kofi or
Well, I thought you
something.
said all men, so I thought it was
No,
for
all
both
SmackDown
Rosters.
men. So,
Also, Strowman wouldn't be in that match because he's already got the.
So the next week or whatever, big celebration with the New Day. Like, all right, this is our chance. Kofi and Xavier say we're going to finally win the WWE Championship. We're finally going to do it. And Big E's kind of shaking his head. He's like, yeah, we're going to do it. So we get to, I mean, there's like all kinds of stuff back and forth. Like, eventually they have a match, and New Day ends up, or Styles does a match where New Day ends up getting barred from ringside. So this is a one-on-one. Big E beats AJ Styles clean at SummerSlam. Middle of the ring, big ending, 1, 2, 3. New Day comes out to the ring. The fucking Xavier's got fucking Francesca just fucking going to town. They try to lift Big E up, but they can't. Big comedy spot or whatever. And Big E's just looking at the fucking belt, and he's just staring at it. And Xavier grabs the mic. He's like, "We did it! We finally won the WWE World Championship." And Big E grabs the mic and says, "We didn't win anything. I won. I beat AJ Styles, not you guys." Then he takes the belt and fucking clocks Xavier. Then beats the shit out of fucking Kofi, hits the big ending or whatever, walks out with the fucking title. New Day is done. So the next night the next SmackDown, you have Big E becoming the champion. He finally breaks out and gets the push. I feel, if I had to pick somebody out of the New Day to become the champion, be the Shawn Michaels of the group, I think it would be Big E. I think that's the best bet. I think he's the best on the mic, and I think he's the best in the ring overall. And Kofi's he's entertaining in the ring. He's not a bad worker by any stretch of the imagination, but I think the most well-rounded member of that group is Big E. So one of them comes out and says, "How could you do this to us? Like, everything we've been through, we did everything as a team, and now all of a sudden, because you got a taste of some single glory, you want to throw everything we've done the last few years away." And Big E said, "Look, this wasn't forever. This was not set in stone. This was eventually just going to end up being, we're going to part." So Big E says, "Now I'm the champion. I'm the guy that beat the best wrestler in the world at SummerSlam, clean, middle of the ring. I did what nobody else could do on this brand or any cross promotion that they could have brought over. It was me." You know, he did lose to Lesnar, but we'll overlook that one for this. So they have a match, non-title match. It's Kofi versus Big E. Big E fucking destroys Kofi. I'm talking like complete, utter fucking ass whooping. Takes out fucking Kofi. Feuds with
Xavier.
well, and Styles has to get in for his rematch at some point, but I'm not really sure where you could put Styles into this situation with the implosion.
He doesn't necessarily need a rematch.
Oh,
We've
no,
seen with WWE before.
Goldberg, Owens, Balor, they never got their rematch, but
Yeah.
somebody the caliber of Styles is.
I'm
Gonna
sorry,
be-
Goldberg's not
gonna
that
be
high of a caliber, and neither's Finn Balor.
Name-wise, yes. In-ring talent, Styles is still.
Kevin Owens is pretty good.
I'm not saying he's not good. He's a phenomenal wrestler. No pun intended. But back to the storyline. So at the next pay-per-view or whatever, actually Styles could get hurt in the match with fucking SummerSlam, and Styles has to take some time off. There you go.
He's earned it.
So there you go. Big E's taking out AJ Styles and fucking Kofi Kingston. So at the pay-per-view or whatever, he fucking beats Xavier for the belt, and Styles can come back, and then they could feud back and forth. But this is how the New Day will eventually split, and there'd be a little bit more meat to the New Day storyline. Just on the fly, I haven't been able to figure that out. I just thought this would be a really cool concept, And the nice thing is, whoever finally does beat AJ Styles, it's gonna fucking mean something because he's held the belt for so long that I think if you put on somebody that's viewed as a mid-card act, like Big E, I think it would be a nice push to get somebody elevated up to elite status because you beat the best, so you have some credibility. But that was mine. Steven?
I didn't know if you're done yet.
No,
You?
I gotta find my fourth one.
So my third one, I'll do. I've only done. This is my third one.
Yeah, it's third.
I was right.
We're on Trace.
So
I lost count.
Or
you're good. So I'll do my call up, and for this one, it'll be kind of a mix. So in order for this to actually work, Ronda Rousey has to win the women's title. Just go with me.
Go ahead. I hate this, but go ahead.
So you have Ronda Rousey winning the women's title, and for God's sakes, don't pin Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
Because I'll
submitter.
be some Alexa Bliss. Anyway,
Submitter.
huh?
Submitter.
That works too. So Ronda Rousey beats whoever for the belt and goes on a winning streak. I'm gonna say this will probably be SummerSlam next year to make this mean more. So Ronda Rousey comes out right after the pay-per-view before SummerSlam. And I know this won't happen because this person will get called up before them. Anyway, so she comes out and she says, you know, I've beaten everybody on this roster. I have wrestled everybody on this roster. I want to wrestle somebody who I've not wrestled before. You know, who thinks back there they can come in here and take this title? Shayna Baszler comes out.
Ugh, God, it's even worse.
Shayna Baszler says, who do you think you are? You're not a wrestler. You're a fighter. And you're coming into this sport and saying you're a wrestler when we came into this business together. What happened to you? And then Ronda, you know, cuts another promo that says, you know, I'm the best women's wrestler on the Raw roster. Shayna Baszler says, but I'm the best fighter. They have a couple more interactions. Ronda goes for the armbar. Shayna goes for her sleeper, and they kind of back off each other. Shayna challenges Ronda at SummerSlam. But this will never happen. But Shayna says, I don't want to challenge her to a wrestling match. I want to challenge her to a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So Kurt Angle's like, well, what do you mean? Like, no DQ match? Shayna's like, no, I want to fight her.
I'm gonna call the cops.
That was an ambulance.
Oh, okay.
I'm done. I'm done.
Hello.
I'm
Alright, go,
done.
Steven.
I'm done.
Keep going, Steven.
So, Kurt Angle's like, you know, says like, well, like no DQ match and I quit match. She goes, no, I want to fight her. And finally, you see, and this will never happen. And finally, you see Dana White walk in. That's why I say that.
Oh, God! Followed by Chris Benoit getting inducted.
Wow. And Dana's like, I know exactly what
You've
she
got a better
wants.
odds of the induction.
So they work it out to where they have an octagon in WWE, and they fight for the women's title.
Can Brock?
That will never fucking happen in this lifetime.
That's cool.
That's about as likely as.
But it's very. I like the fact that it's out there, and that would be something perfect for those two. But I mean, sadly, that's
Can we also have Braun Strowman cash in on Brock at a UFC match? That'd be great.
that was discussed. Actually, don't joke.
I
That was a thing.
I think WWE would be smart to do it.
Actually, WWE has put an octagon
Yep.
in their
Ken
floor.
Shamrock.
Yeah, the Lions did.
Lions in. Yeah, it's not the same now because it's not like a big weird cage thing. It's like just
It was literally like half of what it is now.
Mhm.
yeah, because it was like they had a big fucking ring around it, and yeah, I remember that match. I have a DVD that has that match on it. Can't remember which one
That
it
your
was.
go.
Attitude Era, I think.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me all like that?
Hello. If you don't do that at Gen Con, you're fired, my friend.
Okay.
You're so disappointed. It's like, oh man,
Hair?
oh
No
dear.
sold that shit.
What do you
Jesus
got?
High
Christ.
five.
Jesus Christ, Roman Reigns.
What do you got?
Motherfucker. Oh. This might sound just a little bit nuts, but
He just had a UFC ring in his one, so you're good to go.
I would honestly like to see the. I know this is another crossover, but I'd like to see the Riott Squad with Liv and Sarah Logan versus Sonya and Mandy Rose. Because really, if you want to look at the big fighters, and I'm not saying Liv and Mandy Rose aren't good wrestlers or workers, but I would like to see this go to and be this tag team match be a massive brawl, and I'm talking the likes of DX versus McMahon's and Big Show, only not in Hell in a Cell. And because really, if you think about it, Sarah Logan carries Liv Morgan every week, especially since Ruby's been gone. And really, I think
Why is Liv's tongue always blue?
she has blue Jolly Ranchers. She sucks on them all the time. Phrasing, I know.
They made a reference to that. She just likes that as the thing, apparently. Steven?
Nothing.
Okay. Go ahead, Zach. He raised his hand, so I thought he was going to say something. But
Nope,
apparently-
I'm good.
Apparently he doesn't
good.
want to.
I'm good.
Zachariah,
Keep going, Zach.
do your thing.
So anyway, and this is where I think Sonya finally gets her big push, and she's not living under Mandy Rose's shadow. I'd like to see her be used and developed more because I don't think she's being used that much or well.
Oh, she's just submitting to Becky.
And I don't want to see her continue to be like they push people on the Bailey and Sasha path, where they're trying to phase people out.
Scott's got a funny thing going on over there.
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
Um,
Serious business.
You good, Zach?
I'm good, brother.
Okay. So, I don't know if this really counts as a feud, but I have a really fucking good idea that would involve Roman Reigns, and this is shocking because I have.
Why?
Because
We were doing so well!
it'll turn Roman Reigns heel,
Jesus.
and I think it'll work. Okay. So,
This motherfucker.
okay. So
Here we go, Vince.
Money in the Bank rule. Money in the Bank rules is you have up to 365 days, right?
Unless you're Brock Lesnar.
Right. It's Money in the Bank, yeah. Then you don't get to cash in on Brock Lesnar. So I would say next year, I'd have Roman Reigns win Money in the Bank.
I knew that.
Bear with me here, because I dislike Roman Reigns more than anybody. Alright, so it goes the entire year to the next Money in the Bank. He hasn't cashed in yet because it's still 365 days. And then he has to cash in by Raw the next day. So he decides, alright, I'm going to fucking cash in. Now, pick wrestler, I don't even care who the fuck it is. As long as it's a Raw wrestler, wins Money in the Bank that night also. So Roman Reigns cashes in on whoever the champion is at the time. He has the title. He's celebrating. The fans are booing. Whoever's music hits, they cash in on him. And have him cash in back to back. And have Roman just basically snap because he can't keep the title for longer than 30 seconds.
This one better than expected.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
It still follows the guideline, technically speaking. He cashed in.
At the end of the night.
Yep. So he cashes in on the champion. The champion gets pissed, beats the shit out of him. he still has the title. The other person catches it on him, and he just fucking snaps. And he's like, I hope it's like Rollins or Ambrose, just one of his Shield teammates, just to make it even better.
James Ellsworth.
Oh god.
James Ellsworth would never win. Oh, he has actually won a Money in the Bank. I'm sorry.
No,
He won the women's Money in the Bank. That's right, I forgot. He won the first women's Money in the Bank. He has won a Money in the Bank before.
Of course.
I forgot. You know, they call it Carmella, but it wasn't Carmella. It was James Ellsworth. We all know.
No, we lost him.
That was yours.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't even care where the feud goes. I just want to see that.
So-
I want to see the fans go, oh, fuck, and then immediately react with joy. And then Roman Reigns is fired next week.
So, mine's gonna be my call. My last one's gonna be my call up. So, we're gonna do. Well, this could actually happen present time too. Actually, now that I think about it. So Shinsuke does a match on SmackDown. It's random wrestler. Dick kick, Kinshasa, done. So he's in the ring. The Iconics music's hit.
Okay.
And they come out to the ring.
They're done.
And Shinsuke is very perplexed as to why they're coming up to the ring. And Peyton Royce, who's probably the better talker of the two, has got the mic. And she says that she wants to cordially invite Shinsuke Nakamura next week to the coronation of the newest SmackDown acquisition, Velveteen Dream.
Okay.
So, basically they're challenging Shinsuke on behalf of the Dream next week.
Were they like a group thing in
No.
NXT?
No.
Velveteen and Iconics? Okay.
No.
I don't know that far back, so I don't
No.
know. I don't watch NXT.
I just always thought there was something about the way that they dressed and presented themselves. I thought they'd be a really good mesh with Dream.
Mm.
So you get the androgynous character with
Fair enough.
these two super hot fucking chicks.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like Goldust and Marlena.
All right.
Only like there's two Marlenas, only they're hotter than Marlena. So
One of them is hotter than Marlena just by themselves.
So, back to the story. So, Shinsuke accepts. He's all in. He's fine. So, next week you have Velveteen Dream come out with the Iconics, like the big schmozzy, over-the-top entrance. Shinsuke. It's going to be like a battle of the entrances again, kind of like what Goldberg and Undertaker was. They're not nearly as long, but... So Dream comes out, and then they work the match, and then Shinsuke's kind of like not really taking him very seriously. Like, I want him to drop the fucking dick kick bullshit.
Yeah, that's kind of.
That was dumb to even associate that with him. The whole Styles thing was that was an abomination.
It was a try.
So
That was aggressive.
Jesus.
Let's just call it like we see it.
So.
This has been an edgy
Yeah,
episode today.
we get to the next that week, and Dream he rolls up Shinsuke. He gets the 1, 2, 3. No tights, just he catches him off guard.
Mhm.
So I just think there would be something about Shinsuke's style versus Velveteen Dream, and they're both amazing fucking workers.
Mhm.
These matches could be amazing. I mean, you add in like the flair, maybe a little bit of heel work out of Velveteen Dream. I don't know. I would kind of like to see Dream as the heel in this scenario. But Shinsuke is the heel right now. Maybe you flip flop, like he somehow turns back being a babyface throughout this.
Do a double turn.
So he doesn't kick somebody in the testicles?
Yeah, I mean that's just so stupid.
God.
So,
Kind of obnoxious.
but I really think like the contrasting styles between the two would be really good, and the matches would be good, and I think the promos could be amazing as well because Dream can talk.
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke, not so much. But if he stuck to the whole like, if he used like that as the no speak English as a babyface thing to kind of undermine like whatever shit the heel's talking, like you could flip that, because it could work both ways.
Yeah.
Not as annoying as the what chants. But
That will never end.
no.
Thanks, Austin.
Alexa Bliss shot it down a couple nights. She got him to
There's
stop.
been a few people that have
There's
done
been a
it.
few people who get him to shut up.
Yeah. I think somebody told him if you sleep with your sister, say what? I can't remember who it was. It was actually on Raw.
Not PG, but
No, it was on a Raw episode though.
But I mean, I think I would like, that's a feud I would like to see happen. I didn't really have the time to flush out all the details, but I would like to see Dream as champ with Shinsuke chasing. Beating Shinsuke, I think, would establish some. See, this thing, I would have said would establish the credibility, but the way he was handled with Styles. You don't tell somebody on fucking TV you can't win the fucking big one, and then they lose the fucking big one.
Mm-hmm.
That's just horrible. That's bad booking.
Yeah.
So, and that was my complaint about that. So, but I think that, again, great feud. But that, I mean, that's all I got. Steve,
You could go forever about how that feud was stupid.
that was.
It was. They took a really, really good feud.
They took
we
the
all
the best thing that they could have had in many years.
Yep.
And we could have had months and months of quality matches. Like,
And then you have a dick kick.
Yeah.
the Last Man Standing, I felt, was like the best out of all of them, and it was kind of like
It was
because
like
all the other matches were just so meh.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They're not going to go out there and wrestle New Japan style matches every time they fight each other because one of them would be dead.
Yeah. But
Still, like at WrestleMania, the match that we thought was going to be the.
it almost seemed to me like Vince and company went, these guys have been crying and whining and bitching and moaning about having
He
AJ
trolled
Styles
us.
versus Shinsuke
He trolled us.
Nakamura.
That's exactly what he did.
So we're gonna give it to him by shitting all over. Like, these guys aren't that great. Look what this fucking awful. Look at this awful match that they just put on. They're not as good as our wrestlers
Well,
are.
but let's face it. He fucks Shinsuke, and he fucking Asuka.
Yeah.
You can't. And everybody in their right mind, and Charlotte's a genius for the way that she played it, but you can't tell me going into this, Asuka was still on the streak before she lost.
Before she lost Charlotte.
And you're going to say, oh no, that streak is invalid now because we want her to hold the title and just to lose it the next day, the next SmackDown, which was stupid.
It's because Vince liked blondes.
Yeah, but I want the talent. Give me the goddamn talent.
By the way, I'd like to point out all the Money in the Bank winners have been blonde. For the women.
Again, it's a waste of time. Give the talent an opportunity because it's like I said, I don't know about you guys, but if when I was dreaming about trying to be a wrestler, I always wanted to be the champion.
Yeah.
You don't get into a business not wanting to be a champion. That's not why you get in the business. Triple H has even said that. But now you're not going to give two of the, arguably some of the best people that have ever come over to the WWE, and you're not even going to give them a chance.
I think they're afraid of their promo packages. That their promos
Doesn't
are
matter,
not as
talent
good.
or
Which all they have to do is get a manager for them. If they're afraid about
Paul
the promo
Heyman.
package. Doesn't matter who it is. Anybody. Have Paige manage Asuka instead of being the GM. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm good.
No, you
I was
guys
gonna
go.
let you go ahead.
No, I'm done actually. I'm just saying.
I was done. He interrupted me with a rant, and I was like, well, let's get
You
that
mean
done.
he interrupted?
Well, somebody.
well, I did.
Steven.
Yeah.
You could talk to me. We could talk a story. What would
I'm
you like
just
to talk
kind of
about?
good. No, I mean, like I don't.
Oh hell no! You were giving me shit about never talking on these things,
I didn't
and now you're pissed because now I'm talking.
Steven,
I know
what
Steven's
would you
fourth
like to
feud.
tell these
I'm
fine
good.
people?
Go ahead, Zach.
I know
Good.
Steven's fourth feud.
Go ahead.
Come on, Steven.
We're gonna be a feud if this shit keeps continuing.
Go ahead, Zach.
Dick kick him, Steven.
Go ahead, Zach.
Steven, we're
You
waiting.
want to talk? Go ahead.
You were bitching that I don't talk.
I don't like it when mommy and daddy
I
fight.
don't either.
Go ahead and tell your feud, Zach.
I'm done. Go ahead.
By the way, Steven's feud is. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to start?
Are we getting two different presents this year?
I think we are. Yay! More Christmases.
I want to be with mommy for Christmas.
I want adopted.
That's kind of weird. Anyway.
All right, what do you got?
I guess, like, I mean, my feud really isn't no feud. It's just I want to see a series of matches. Even if it's just a best of 7. I just want to see Styles versus Dan Bryan.
Oh,
Not given away on free TV.
That was not what I was expecting.
What, Styles Michaels?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Michaels doesn't wrestle right now. Had to be people who wrestle right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I made that rule. By the way, you
Mine
want
is-
Styles?
Really? Didn't you just put Paige in a fucking feud like 20 minutes ago?
You're not wrong.
You said Goldberg.
He's
See?
not officially
you could
retired.
have had Michaels. Do you want to swap Michaels in there?
No, just want to see Dan
Oh
Bryan.
God, my heart. God, I need heart pills.
Good God.
So you just want to just A series? Like a best of... Ooh, God.
Just the best of 7.
That would spoil the shit out of us. We haven't had that in years.
Since
Wasn't the
Booker
last
T and He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Wait,
Voldemort.
no, Cesaro and Sheamus had a best
No,
of
a
7.
good best of 7, not a bullshit
Well, I'm
best
just
of 7.
saying, you didn't specify, you just said best of 7.
Well, technically, Booker and Voldemort had 2 best of 7s.
Yeah, no, one in WCW and one in WWE. I know.
I was trying to figure out who the fuck Voldemort was, and now I just caught on to who Voldemort is. I don't, there's
The
a
guy
lot
that tried to
of...
kill Harry Potter.
I mean,
Right.
In all honesty, I mean,
Oh my fucking god. Anyway, continue. I thought you meant CM Punk or something. Yeah.
the one thing is like I would want each match to be different,
Okay.
and by that I mean different stipulations.
How about 3 stages?
Keep talking, brother.
How about the stages of hell, whatever, 3 stages
No,
of hell?
like 7 separate matches, seven separate stipulations.
Interesting.
The very last one though is a match that has not been done in WWE.
I'm waiting.
It is only been done in Ring of Honor.
Okay. But
And it is, I don't remember all the rules,
That's
don't
scary.
ask me all of them. It is a pure wrestling match.
that's weird.
Basically it is, and I cannot remember all the rules to them, but I'm going to name a few off the top of my head. You get 3 rope breaks in a match. After the rope breaks,
Oh, yes.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Now.
Fuck, this would be amazing.
Yeah. The very last one is a pure wrestling match. And what it is, yes.
Just let me sit in this thought for a little bit.
Okay, first off, it's going to get ruined anyways. Cause
Shut up. I want this moment. I need this in my life.
Let's be realistic. WWE is going to fuck it up because it's a Ring of Honor thing, so they're going to make it seem like it's a stupid match and people are stupid for asking for it. They do it with everything. If it's not their idea, they're going to take it and they're going to shit on it and be like, this is a terrible idea.
And I just found the rules.
Oh, hey, look at that. Well, we got a few more minutes, so...
So each wrestler has only 3 rope breaks to stop submission holds, and or pinfalls. After that, rope breaks don't matter, and they keep track of them. No closed fist punches to the face allowed in a pure match. Only open-handed slaps or chops are allowed. The first use of a closed fist, you get a warning. The second one will cause the wrestler to be penalized for rope break. If he's already out of rope breaks, he will be disqualified.
Huh.
And 3, a wrestler is subject to a 20 count by the referee if the wrestler goes to the 4.
Ooh.
And unlike this, and it would be for the WWE title, the title can change hands on a disqualification or count.
WWE's going to fuck this up.
But
Yeah,
It's
they're not
just
gonna do
notorious. Yeah, exactly. They're notorious for fucking
That-
people's ideas up.
but
That was blissful to hear, sir.
I like it, it's just not going to work. Because WWE does
with those 2, yes,
Not if WWE has any control over it.
right. But that is what it is.
They're fucking incompetent.
This
Because you-
makes this sing.
Because you would have arguably, and it was his moniker, the best wrestler in the world, Daniel Bryan, against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Can we just own WWE? I think we'd be way better.
And the special guest referee would be Nigel McGuinness.
Oh,
He
you
would
had
be-
to ruin it.
He would be he's the longest reigning pure title champion.
Also,
And it
you're
would
fired
be,
as
and
SmackDown manager.
it would be held in London.
Sing, Steve.
So,
Preach.
by the way, I put you as my SmackDown general manager, so you can actually get that to happen.
I'm going to put him as my hero now.
But
Oh, God.
All right, Zach. 4th feud. Now you got to beat that. Good luck. Scott's about to fucking lose feeling.
I would kind of like to see, and I don't think it'll ever happen, but
Neither is what he just said.
talking about the best of 7, I'd like to see that between Asuka and Ronda Rousey. Because, Ronda claims that she's the best female fighter on the planet. And I don't think it could go 7 matches. I think it would go 4-0 Asuka.
Damn.
Because Asuka is so stiff.
It's however you look it.
I don't know. I'm just as a pure. This is going to be a fight. It's just, that is what these 7 matches are. Ronda holds the moniker of the baddest bitch on the planet. And this goes back to her UFC days. I think she runs into a roadblock with that being Asuka.
I could see that.
And I would do with one of the matches is a 3 stages of hell match.
You'd have to build Asuka up again.
I don't think you have to. I don't really think you have to.
You lost to Carmella.
But you got fucked by Carmella twice.
Yeah, no, James Ellsworth once.
Yeah, well, okay.
Twice.
Fucking James Ellsworth.
So, let's put the moniker against the Empress and let's see what happens. That would be interesting.
Alright.
Wrap it up.
This feud can actually happen, and it can happen right now. Alright, so Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt have lost their titles. Spoilers for those who don't know, but you should know. So Bray defects back to SmackDown to join his family again. And I would like to see those three versus Sanity.
I knew that would be interesting to see.
Two crazy ass fucking families, that'd be good. Bludgeon Brothers lose their titles to insert team here. I don't really care who it is, but have the three of them. I would not bring Braun Strowman over. Braun Strowman can stay where he is. He's good on his own. Have that match. Have them do all sorts of crazy shit. I'd say have Falls Count Anywhere match maybe between the three. You'd have to have more than one ref because there's 3 different fucking people in the match, or 6 different people in the match. So that have people in the fucking stands doing all sorts of shit. Or an I Quit match. I mean, whatever the fuck you want, really. But they could put on a pretty good show. You have to give Sanity a couple months to get going. Because they just won a match, or they won a couple matches.
They beat
so
the New Day, didn't they?
They beat the New Day, and then I think they Eric Young beat Big E this week.
Fair.
So they're starting to build them. So I can see that happening. They probably are going after the Bludgeon Brothers anyways for their titles. I would reckon. So why not add Bray Wyatt to it? Make it crazy. That's all I got. I don't really need anything.
I think that's pretty good. I mean, everybody got all 4 in.
Yeah. Some that are a lot less likely than others.
Yeah, but I mean, these are what we wanted to see happen. It wasn't necessarily locks to take place, but...
I mean, there's some matches I'd like to see happen that will never happen because they're retired.
All right, well, we've reached a good point to wrap it up here.
I agree.
All right, guys. Well, for everybody here at the Four Corners Podcast, I'm Scott.
I'm Steven.
I'm Zach.
I'm Colin.
And we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Hello.
Never,